Hello, hello, hello. We are jumping live for our today's interview with the amazing Danie. I have invited her. I'm waiting for her to jump in. In the meantime, feel free to go ahead and grab your drink and we're gonna kick in very soon. Hello, I see somebody. Danie is here. Yay! Ready to get this party started. Make sure you get your favorite drink. We're just hanging out, drinking something and speaking about life together. Please introduce yourself when you come in here. Okay, Danie, it tells me that I can't bring you on the camera. Can you put your phone on the same landscape position that I have? So once you put your phone like this, I can add you normally in the live. Alright, we're gonna start very soon. Danie is trying to hop online, so we are just waiting for her. In the meantime, as I said, feel free to get your drink. We are here to party and have a good time together, and get your questions ready. You tried that. Okay, I have you. Hey! How are you?
Hey. I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Ready for this party.
Yes, I'm too. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't. I had it positioned wrong.
No worries. Get yourself ready, and we can kick in.
Yeah, absolutely. Just gonna place my phone right here. How are you this morning, or this? Is it this evening for you, right?
It's afternoon for me. It's 4 o'clock Paris time.
Oh wow! 4 o'clock.
What about you? It's like in the morning, right?
It's 7:20. Yeah, in the morning for me.
Awesome.
All right, I think that'll work right there. All right, is that good? Yep, I think that's good. All right.
Great, great. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to open the live on my laptop because I can't see the comments. The phone is too far away. So just if you see me checking down, that's why basically. Okay, so I should
No worries.
see everyone's comments. I will just remove the sound and we'll be ready.
Yeah.
Great, great. All good?
Yeah, we're all good.
Great, great. Can you still hear me with the music?
I don't even hear the music.
Okay, perfect.
So you're good.
Awesome. So let's get that started. How are you today?
I am fantastic. It's a beautiful morning here. The sun just rose. It's bright. It's sunny. It's supposed to be a beautiful day today, so I'm excited.
Awesome, awesome. So thank you so much, first of all, for accepting to come here on live. This is a brand new way for me to do my my Wealthy Women Entrepreneur show. And this video will be after that on my YouTube. So you might be watching right now on YouTube when you're watching this video. And this is a way that I want to open this conversation to everybody to join in, because we are talking about some amazing stuff in here. So today we have the super amazing NLP practitioner Danie with us, and it's a real pleasure to have her here. I can't tell you how much her work has helped me, and that's why I'm bringing her directly to you. And we're going to kick into this conversation and open that for you and for comments. And even if you're not watching live, go ahead and put a comment and let us know that you're watching that on a replay. And if you have questions, then we will still be there to answer your questions for the people who are joining on replay. So, Danie. Now, let's tell us a little bit about you and where you're located and what you do.
Yeah, so great question. First off, thank you so much for having me here live with you today. I truly appreciate it. Being able to spend time with other female entrepreneurs and just seeing what they're doing and hearing everybody is always amazing to me. So thank you so much for that. And it looks like April's watching. Hey.
Yeah, we have April tuning in. Hi, April.
So a little bit about me. So I live in Southern California. I am a native Southern California girl. Grew up here and absolutely enjoy the idea of having the beach and the mountains and just like everything really close by has been always kind of cool for me. I recently, I've been in business officially 2 years now. I took the leap from the 9 to 5 where I was in corporate training and development. So I got to train salespeople and managers and leadership, communication stuff, which I loved and I enjoyed. But the constrictions of the corporate environment just was not for me any longer. And so it was like, I need to find something else to do. I had been doing some coaching, kind of some one-on-one stuff, like separate, just kind of like for friends and family and other like MLMs. I was doing a lot. I was in an MLM, so I was actually coaching my team, got to coach other teams, and just was like, I'm just gonna start here and see how this goes. And from there, it just kind of kicked off, and I got started doing so much more stuff. I explored myself so much more, learned how I process things, how I think of things, what was holding me back, where I was struggling, and just completely changed my world. And so here I am 2 years later, like running my own business, absolutely enjoying it, working with amazing women, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. Like, I really couldn't have.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love the way that we have pretty much a similar background, starting with the corporate world and then just decided it wasn't for us. And then, taking that leap, no matter how long it took, but we still did it. And yeah, I totally feel you. Like, it's an absolute pleasure also to have you here again with me. So, and yeah, okay. So today you are an NLP practitioner. So tell us a little bit more about NLP for the people who are watching and don't know what it is about.
Yeah. So I didn't know either. So let me tell you how I kind of got into it really quick, because I think it's kind of funny. So my love, my soulmate, my one and only, he was listening to this radio station and he heard this guy talking about speed reading and just some like other stuff. And he was like, this is interesting. And so he decided to purchase this like course. And from that, it was like, oh, we get 2 tickets to this like seminar. And I was like, cool, what is it about? And he's like, NLP. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that is, but let's go check it out. So, of course I Googled, right? I'm like, what is NLP? What am I getting into? And was like, oh my God, this is really interesting. So NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. So right off the bat, neuro, that just totally excited me because I have my degrees in psychology. So I totally love the way our brain works, the way we think, the way we act, like our relationships, how we process information. Like I totally love that. linguistic part of it, the language, I wasn't clear on what that was when I was first entering into it. And then the programming was like, well, I know we're programmed, right? We're all programmed to believe certain things and to think certain things. So I was like, okay, kind of got it. But I still had no clue. So we went, it was a 3-day seminar. And I think like the second day I was sold on whatever this NLP thing was, right? Like I had already learned like how much I already knew my thinking and beliefs were important, but I didn't know how they kind of were structured in my head and how to kind of connect to that. And that's what NLP is. So NLP is the way that you internalize information. So we take in information from our 5 senses, right? The sight, the all of that information. We take it through our 5 senses. And as we get that information in, it makes these mental images and makes these connections in our brain. So everybody is different, right? Everybody is completely different on how they're internalizing their information, because everything gets like processed through this filter, right? The filter of how your family, how your environment takes in the information. So it's funny, as we all know, the beautiful and amazing Alex Beeden was talking about money beliefs, right? And how when we were as a kid, whatever we saw our family hearing, saying, acting, being around money, that's what we took in as a child. And we made these mental images and created these beliefs around money. And for some of us, that has served us so well. And for others of us, it hasn't, right? We're so afraid to spend, right? I think it's funny because you posted, sorry, I don't remember how long ago it was. You posted this thing on Facebook and it was like, is money the root of all evil?
Yeah.
And just to see, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Just to see those responses from people was so funny, because people were like, yes, right? Like they're so firm in their belief, like, yes, money is the root of all evil. Like, no, that's why people are this way, and that's this and that's that.
Yeah.
And it's because of these beliefs that they have, that they kind of grew up in, or somewhere along the way processed as truth, right?
Yeah.
Complete truth.
Absolutely.
So funny.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And especially, I mean, money is a whole subject in itself, and we
Oh
could
God, yeah.
spend hours and hours into
Hours.
it, and there's so much to say about that, but it's something
Yeah.
really like it's interesting that you brought this up, because it's like the perfect example that everyone can understand how people are separated and really divided on what they think about money. Some, like, money is like taken so personally in so many levels by so many people. So the way that the people interacted in my post, we could see that, like, we had people who were like so into, no, money is more a tool that you use to do what you want to do, and others were like, oh my God, this is why we have so many wars and so many deaths in the world and things like that. So that's like, I think, to link NLP with something that really speaks to everybody would be money, for sure. So you've chosen the right one.
Yeah, it's funny because that little idea of money, and how you've created that belief around it, that is for everything that you do, absolutely everything. Like, I can't stress how important it is to understand where these thoughts and beliefs are coming from. And if they are not serving you, especially as an entrepreneur, because we all struggle with the fear of failure, confidence, like, right, stepping out, trying something new. Like, we have all of these ideas and beliefs around even that, right? Yeah. Coming on live, some people are like, you just don't do that, or I'm not comfortable doing that, because we've created these ideas and beliefs from our environment, from the people around us, right? Who we're with, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, so that was what like really sold me on the idea of how important NLP was, and how I could use it not only in my personal life, but how I could then start using it with my clients. So that was like total game changer for me. Total game changer.
Awesome. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, definitely I can see the use in here. And we worked together about a month
We
ago
did.
and we did some
Hmm.
follow up after that. And like I remember for me, the way that NLP really helped me, and this is the topic of today, is about
Yeah.
being more productive and what really keeps us from being productive. And as we all know, like especially us entrepreneurs, women especially, is that we know that once you have set your mind into doing something, there's nothing to stop you to do that. But we have different levels of doing this. We can do that in our personal lives, in our professional lives, or we might know how to do that in our professional lives and don't know how to do that at all in our personal lives, and vice versa. And for
Yeah.
me, the way that NLP really helped me was like being productive and understanding that I what I wanted, like because you remember we were like talking about compartmentaliz being two different people. So being someone in the corporate world or
Yes.
at work, and being someone else in our private lives. And what really helped me is that to understand that these two parts of myself wanted exactly the same thing. And I think this is a topic that needs to be spoken more about, is that
Hmm.
how can we ensure that we are the same person, or actually that the person that we are at work or in our business
Yeah.
is the same, or
Yeah.
does the same that the person that is outside of that. Because like both of them, they they definitely want the same thing, and that was my case. But like
Yeah.
to understand that and come together, we did an exercise. And do you remember that exercise? Can
Yeah.
you just like
I do.
explain it a little bit for the people watching?
Yeah, sure. So the technique, the NLP technique that we did was around conflict. So sometimes we have conflicts within us, right? Like if you think about whether it's productivity or you think about money or you think about relationships, you have these ideas and beliefs around that specific topic, right? So there's one part of you that maybe wants to be productive and wants to, go into this entrepreneurial world, but there's another part of you that's like fearing the safety and security that this corporate job or whatever is going to supply for you, right? And so there's this internal conflict. I know that I had it when I first started. Ultimately, the two parts want the same thing for me. It's me. They're all me. Excuse me. My pug is like getting my phone. So I am so sorry for that. And let me just push him over there. Sorry. He literally was attacking my my phone here. Okay. So sorry about that. So the two parts, generally, generally speaking, it might take us, we have to get to a certain level where we're going to be able to kind of combine the two. But ultimately, we all want the same thing. But these ideas and beliefs that others have kind of put on us is what stops us or what creates the conflict internally within us. So what we did, let me just describe it really quickly, is we took those two parts and we found where the commonality was, right? Where that commonality of how these two different conflicts within you or these two different parts within you, how they truly wanted the same thing. And when we were able to get to there, we were able to see all the love and light and energy that was truly you, right? That is all you, that has always been you, it is always part of you. But we had to kind of bring those two parts together
Yeah.
and help them see that they are indeed looking for the same thing, that they all indeed do want the same thing. It's just how we were kind of programming ourselves, right? I think he wants to be on camera.
Yes,
Sorry
that's
about
true.
that.
And
Yeah. Do
right.
you mind sharing what the two parts were for you?
For me, the two parts were I want to build my business and I want to spend all my time doing this, but I also want to rest and take care of myself because I'm tired.
Right?
and I want to enjoy my life. So these two together, these two together were like these two parts of me who were like trying to fight for my attention. And we worked together into understanding what the two parts wanted. And eventually we understood that they both wanted the same thing, which means being like making me successful in life. And like that really helped me into understanding that okay, I come as one person, and I can allow myself to go from one to the other without abusing or staying too much into one or the other, because both wants the same thing. Yeah.
And they're both part of you. They're both you, right? You were just kind of maybe compartmentalizing, if I'm not mistaken, the
Yeah.
two sides, right?
Yeah.
It was like this or this. It was like they couldn't combine in any way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah,
I remember
crazy.
we spoke about, like, I was trying to understand where that came from, and I
Yeah.
understood that ever since I started working, and I was in the corporate world for around 9 years, and we were
Hmm.
not allowed to bring our personal lives, our personal feelings at work. So that's definitely coming from this, where for years I got just used to be someone at work and somebody else, like fully myself, or somebody else outside of the working hours. And like it's interesting to come into this realization, because like you and I, we transitioned from corporate world to working for ourselves, and I know that there are other people out there who want to do the same thing, and that is
Hmm.
something that they will have to face at some point, you know.
Absolutely.
And so that's something I really wanted to bring up, because it's a really interesting thing for me, that
Absolutely.
like working too much led me to a burnout, and not working or staying too much into like taking care of myself or protecting myself from working too much has led me into procrastinating into my business. So, you know, when
Right.
you are an entrepreneur
Right.
and you want to make big things happen, especially when you're a woman and you go in it with your heart and your passion in it, and it's like you will come to this position of conflict in your life. So that's why like we worked on that with the NLP. And
Yeah.
like we were talking about procrastination, and I remember you mentioned
Yes.
one of your clients and the work you did with her. Can you let us know?
Um, yeah, so one of the things, this is why, because NLP works with all of your ideas and beliefs. And so we can come to, I mean, we can work on any idea or belief we have, right? So even with you saying, and I want to touch on it really quick, with you saying about how in the corporate world, people who may be wanting to leave their jobs or are going to come into this conflict, we all have the idea of what work is, right?
Yeah.
Like, somebody told me the other day, like, you're always working, you work too much, you need to take a break. And it's funny how their perception of what work is, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I've created an ideal schedule of what I want my schedule, my work to be. Sometimes I work 7 days a week, but to me, it doesn't feel like work. And so many of you may be feeling that same way. And if you do, like, let us know, because there's that feeling that you have, like, it's not work. You absolutely enjoy what you do, right? And if you're not in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, it could feel like struggle. But don't get me wrong, there's things that I don't like to do that I hire out because I cannot, they're just not my wheelhouse, and I want to focus on the
Of
things that
course.
are important to me,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So those ideas and beliefs that you have around what work is can also be stopping you, can also be a conflict within you. So another conflict that we often have, and some of you may have this, is fear of success. So I've worked with a couple of ladies now, coaches, really, really good coaches who are, killing it. They're making really good money. They've got consistent income coming in, and they're growing, and it's amazing to me. Here's the thing: is no matter what level you get to, you're always going to struggle because there's beliefs and limits that you have at that point, wherever that is for you, right? in your
Yeah.
success kind of
Yeah.
pyramid, so to speak, right? So both of these two ladies recently that I've worked with have had kind of the same idea. They have this fear of success. And so they were both not doing things in their business because of this. So you might think productivity is you have to be, creating your to-do list, and you have to be, hitting your goals, and you have to be doing all this stuff. But there's other layers within that. That's why there's so much to this, which I love. But their productivity was low from their perspective because of this fear of success. So in one particular situation, I think the one you're referring to, Soheir, she wants to write a book, right? And so every time she would come to sit down to write her book, she'd find other things to do. She wouldn't do it. She just would not write the book. Even though she has all her content, she knows what she wants to put in her book, but she just couldn't sit down and actually write her book. Like, it was just this internal battle she kept having. And so when we looked through it, ultimately what it came down to, why she wasn't doing what she wanted to do, was because the fear of success. Because to her, success meant that she had to travel all the time, that it was going to pull her away from her family, that she wasn't going to have the lifestyle that she has right now that she wants. So if you think about, okay, I really do want to have the success, but success means to me that I have to travel all over the world and work with these companies, and they're going to call me at the drop of a hat, and I have to go running, or I have to go speak at all of these events and travel away from my family, then I don't want to do that, right? So there's this battle inside of you saying, like, and this is all on an unconscious level, ladies. Like, it's not necessarily on your conscious level, because consciously I can say, I want to be successful. But subconsciously, those thoughts and beliefs that I just said about what she thought success was is what was stopping her. Because our subconscious is what controls all of our behavior. It controls everything that we do. So by her automatically getting to do something or wanting to do her book, and she would stop, it's because her subconscious was like, this is not what you want, and I'm going to protect you from that. So there was this battle that she kept having, right? It's like, you don't even, that's why we all, I think you ladies have probably heard, right? You don't even know what you don't know, right?
Absolutely.
You don't. And when you sit down and, when you go through an NLP session, that's what we get down to see, like, why am I procrastinating on these things? Why am I not doing these things? Why have I not hit this goal? Like, why have I not lost the weight? Why am I, afraid to do this, right? We look at where that root cause, like what it really is, what your beliefs are, and then help you work through that so you can release it. She's already halfway. Actually, I did my session with her probably within a week of yours, Sawyer. She's already written half her book. She sat down and just was writing. She's like
Yeah.
on fire with it. It's completely changed everything for her. And it's like,
Awesome.
yes, you just had to realize what that block was
Yeah.
so that you could release it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Awesome
Fantastic.
stuff.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so
So
cool.
cool.
But you're right. You just have to understand what is the block. But like, to understand what is the block, you also have to know that you have to ask yourself the question. And as you say, you don't know what you don't know, right?
You don't. Like, I didn't even realize, like, some of the things when I did, when I went through my training, and, I had to go through my own session, right? I had to figure out what my blocks were. And, things that I never would have even thought of were holding me back, was holding me back. Like, I was like, what the heck? It's crazy. And then now that I know that, now if that comes up for me, right? It doesn't normally, but if it does, like, I'm able to say, like, okay, I know what this is. I know where this is coming from, and no, you're not getting in my way,
Fantastic.
right?
Yeah.
Really cool. Really cool.
Fantastic. Yeah, but that's so true. And I love the way that when you get out of the corporate world and you just really start working for yourself, it's a journey in the work, but it's a journey from within. Also, you get to know yourself so much more. It's
God,
like,
yeah.
it's crazy, and that for me, that's something I wasn't expecting. Like, I knew, for example, that when I would leave my job, my 9 to 5, I would need to be I would need to be consistent in my work. And I never understood why I never was consistent with my work until I actually started to work for myself, which led me into searching like really deep soul searching exercises and NLP also. And that's so interesting. Like tell us, for you, in your entrepreneur journey, what was like the biggest life lesson, the aha moment that you remember having?
The biggest aha moment for me was actually knowing that I am fueled by other people. So when I first started working on my own, I got really, really somewhat depressed because I was sitting behind my computer, like, fixing my website, updating my website, getting my email copy together, posting on social media. And there became a point where I was so depressed. Like, here I am doing what I absolutely love, but yet it was so lonely. Like, I didn't even realize that I needed to be around people. Like, I had no clue that that was something that I needed to be around. So I started doing live videos, and I loved doing live video because I felt like I was somewhat connecting to people. And then that was like, okay, that was okay. That was good. But something about being like in the room with somebody, or, having like us, like having this conversation right here, that just fueled me even more. And then it was like, okay, so I need to be around people. Like, that I would not have never have known, because in the corporate world, I was at my desk, like I worked on my trainings, and, yeah, there were other people around, but I didn't realize that I needed them to be around. Like, even if I didn't conversate with them, just their presence alone made such a big difference. So that was probably my biggest lesson out of everything that I've learned. I've learned a lot, but that was probably my biggest awakening.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, that is true also, that when you definitely leave the corporate world and you've been like imagining your life that you would have, and you don't know why there's something missing, but like when you are in the corporate world, you did had the people around you, even though you were not really feeling it or really realizing it. But then there is also the part where you just want to be around people that you want to be around and not just have to be around because they work there.
Oh, yes, that's a whole other topic.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah,
100%.
I'm really careful of who I spend my time with, especially like even because I do need connection. I do need to be around other people. But for me, it's like you're spot on, because there's people that drain you and there's people that lift you. And like if I'm with people that drain me, like like it just does not work. It just doesn't feel good. And I recognize that now, right? Like a lot of my corporate world people were definitely draining me, draining my energy, taking my light.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've all been there at some point, you know. But this is the way it
Yep.
is when you're not choosing who you work with. Whereas when you work for yourself, you truly choose, you know, and that's so empowering at the same time because, as you say, the people around you are the one who are either draining you down or really lift you up. And once you have the right people around you, it's amazing the things you can do. Like literally amazing, you know, it's like
Yep.
amazing people coming together and brainstorming on doing some more amazing stuff, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Sorry. And I
awesome.
saw that April said that her boyfriend was no to lives last year, but now he does them weekly. I think that is awesome. That is so, so, so true.
Oh yeah,
I'm
true.
glad he's going live now.
Yeah, going live also, it's a topic in itself, is like you, as you mentioned, also people might want, you know, keeping themselves from doing this because they just are scared about what others are going to say, and oh my God, I'm going to be judged. Oh my God, I'm not wearing makeup. Oh my God, I'm not blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Or they're going to see
yeah,
me, they're going to hear me. I don't like my voice. I
yeah.
don't like the way I sound.
Oh yeah.
And as you said, like it is linked to what you said. It's all about how you think about it and where your limiting beliefs are coming from, you know. And it's
Mhm.
like, as I said earlier, I know it. It's everything you can accomplish anything as long as you have the right mindset.
Oh, 100% yes. 100% yes.
Absolutely, yeah. And
Mindset
it's
is
like,
everything.
yeah, and it's like you have to, I think we all have to go into our own journey to understand that. But there are, either you take action or you don't. But at the end, it's all down to you to make sure that you work, that you're productive, but you also take care of yourself and understand your purpose, And it's like, I feel that, the exercise that we've done together is like more about for me it was finding alignment, and understanding that my two parts wanted the same thing. So once they were together, then I found a way to go further in my whatever I needed to do, So that's like, it's psychology as NLP, but that's also like linked to spirituality at the same time, and I
Oh,
really love that.
I think that is what made it like full connection for me, was full alignment of mind, body, spirit. Like
Yeah.
that is what I truly believe in. And I have found like the tools, right, to bring in to be like mind, body, spirit. It's so important to have everything in alignment,
Yeah.
right? Oh yeah, amazing.
Awesome.
Very, very, very cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Danie, for your time. And let us know, where can people find you if they want to get in touch with you directly?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can visit my website, beamazing.com, or you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Danie C. Muniz. That is probably where I hang out the most. Instagram and Facebook.
You have a freebie for the people who are watching?
I do. So, my new course, 6 Steps to a Fearless Mindset. It's 6 days to look internally about fear, about what you think about fear, and then how to transfer that or shift that into being fearless. So, you can
Nice.
catch that at on my website. If we can put a link, or I'll put that in. It's
Yeah.
my www.beamazing.com/fearless mindset.
Awesome. Awesome. That sounds so good. Well, thank you so much
Trust
again
me.
for your time and your amazing knowledge. For me, it definitely worked. And if you're watching, I definitely, definitely, definitely tell you to go ahead and check Danie's out work, because it's amazing. And as I said before, you don't know what you don't know until you know. And once you have the right mindset for it, nothing in the world can keep you for having what you want to do in your life, for sure. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here until the end, if you have your questions, we had some comments, no questions so far, but if you still have questions, drop them in the comments, and this video is going to be moved in YouTube, and I will see you there too. Thank you so much again. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
Bye, Danie. Bye.